So when I got the call to come to Chicago, after starting with a co-anchor and working in talk for several years, I knew that it was the right thing to do. And I knew that even if I didn't succeed, because at the time there was a guy named Phil Donahue, who was the king of talk, and was on in Chicago, and every single person except my best friend Gail said, "You're gonna fail." Every single person when I left, my bosses by this time thought I was terrific and said, you're walking into a landmine, you're gonna fail, Chicago's a racist city, you're black, you're not gonna make it. Everything to keep me staying. They then offered me a car and an apartment and all this stuff. And I said, no, if I fail, then I will find out what is the next thing for me, what is the next true thing for me.
It felt right to you, so you went for it.
Because it felt like, this is now the move I need to make. And I was not one of those people, all of my, the people who worked with me in news, they would have their tapes and they'd have their stories and they'd have, resumes ready. I didn't have any of that because I knew that the time would come where what I needed would show up for me.
Okay.
And when that showed up, I was ready. Because my definition of luck is preparation meeting the moment of opportunity.
Right.
And I was prepared to be able to step into that world of talk in a way that I knew I could do it. People refer to me as a brand now, the Oprah brand. I never knew what a brand was when I first started out. I didn't even know what that was. I became a brand by making every decision flow from the truth of myself. Every choice I made for every show that was going to be on the air, I made based upon, does this feel right? Does this feel right? Does this feel right? Is this going to help somebody? Is this going to help somebody? That's not going to help somebody. And I learned, my biggest teachers were people like the Ku Klux Klan and skinheads, because I was sitting on television one day doing an interview with the KKK. And I realized in that moment that the energy that I was broadcasting throughout the world was energy that I did not want to be a part of. And so I literally, in the middle of a commercial break, I just thought, I will never do this again. I will only allow my platform to be used as a force for good. And that there are many forms of the KKK, even if it's not called that. So I really made a conscious decision to use myself and to use the platform for that which I thought was going to enhance, enlighten people in a way. So that's the difference. In that moment, I stopped being used by television and made a decision to use television. I started out, I wanted $1 million so I could buy my dad a house on a hill or something, I didn't see the possibility for a long time until I was in it. And then I saw it, and then I said, oh, this is more than what I thought it was. This isn't just the vision to, because when you're in television, as I was starting out, the big vision is, oh, gee, can I get a network job? And I had this idea. I literally had said to my agent when I was in Baltimore, I said, could you get me the substitute job for Joan London on Good Morning America? I would just like to, when Joan London doesn't want to be there or when she's on vacation, could I just have that job?
Fill in.
Yeah, fill in. And he said, this was 1982. He said, you're not going to get that job because they already have a black person. I go, they don't have a black person. He said, Brian Gumbel already has that job. Well, ABC doesn't have a person. He goes, you're not going to get that job. Not even as a substitute. No, not even a substitute. So I let that agent go. But that was my thing. Oh, gee, if I could just get to the network, if you can get to a larger market, if you could get to, and the top three were, New York, LA, Chicago. I knew it wasn't going to work. I wasn't going to be accepted in LA.